I'm just gonna go back the way we came.
If you remember the way we came, then great.
M Favors. I don't even know what to say. That was brutal. Oh, that was so brutal. I don't even want to live stream right now. I just said I would. And you guys always make me feel better. Help me keep things in perspective, so we're still gonna live stream the walk back. See, take our lumps from the BYU fans. Hold our heads high. I'm still proud to be Buffs always, But that was an embarrassing. Oh, it was so embarrassing. Shirley, you're right. It was a great season. Miss Peggy was there. Miss Peggy was happy to the end. They put her on the Jumbotron. Everybody cheered for Miss Peggy. All the BYU fans, all the Colorado fans showed Miss Peggy all the love that she deserves. So hey, Portia. What's up, chat? What's up? That was the exact opposite. The exact opposite of what we were all expecting to see. Except for BYU fans. They weren't surprised. They had a nice little relaxing vacation. They were happy the whole time. They never worried about nothing. They never had a glimpse of pressure. They never had a moment of concern. They just got to relax and watch their team stomp our beloved Buffaloes in front of a 70% Colorado crowd, maybe 60%. Big Teasy, that was so tough. I gotta talk over this commercial music. I gotta run through here and talk and keep talking and run in my mouth and get away from the commercial music so I don't get demonetized. Okay, we got a drummer up here. Hey, I'm not gonna be catching any of the players tonight because they don't want cameras in their faces right now. You know what I'm saying? You don't want everybody putting the camera on you after you just got your ass beat. You're gonna let them have a night. Exactly, Ken, exactly. You're right, Ken. Thank you, Ken. I appreciate you, Ken. Thank you. Yeah, Lady C, everybody's still having a good time. We're sad. BYU's happy. It is what it is. They're a pretty nice fan base. Kansas was one of my favorite fan bases because they talk junk, but in a friendly way. You know what I'm saying? BYU's just nice. They're just friendly, period. They don't even talk any junk. They just cheer for their team and smile and say nice things to Buffs fans. So I ain't got nothing but love for BYU fans. They represented their team well. Their team represented their school well. And their coach, Mr. Sataki, hey, it was their night. It was their night. Betty says, see, you better find a running game. Betty, amen. I mean, I was yelling about it the whole game. I'm going to post a picture of some of the cool CU fans that we were sitting next to. Some Navy vets. Y'all know I was in the Marines, but it was an older couple. They were both in the Navy together. We were yelling about that running game the whole first half. Then they come out in the second half and they run Michael Welch twice and they get a first down and then they don't run it anymore. Help me, y'all. Help me understand. Help me understand the philosophy of the no running game. I don't get it. If they know you're going to pass every play, it just becomes a whole lot easier to defend. I don't get it. This game was worse than Kansas, y'all. This was way worse than Kansas. I've never seen the offense look like that. I've never seen our offense look like that. That's crazy. This way. Lady C says their players were talking junk on the field. That's something we couldn't see from our seats. They didn't, not putting that on the Jumbotron or anything. But of course, I'm gonna watch the game broadcast back. Maybe not. It would be too painful tonight. I can't watch it tonight. But I'll watch it in the next few days and see what I see. I believe you. Their players were talking junk to the fans before the game, but it was really just one of them. Keelan. But man, they backed it up. We gonna be all right, NDTT. We gonna be all right. We gonna be all right. We gonna be all right. Looking forward to that new and improved offensive line for sure. And we need a running back thumper. We really do. We need a 200-pound back.
Those Lions are ridiculous.
I can go find a plane.
Peter says, Peter Tebow says CU is going to be better next year for sure. It's going to be painful to lose Shador and Travis, but they're getting a lot of talent in the house. A lot of talent coming in the house.
So, how what I've been doing?
Ken, you're on point today. I agree with everything Ken is saying. I got to get away from the commercial music. It's everywhere. Get away. We got the little bicycle peddlers blasting the music to get me demonetized from passing a bike. That's crazy. I can't believe YouTube. Anyway, that's a different video. Solgia says, I'm out like Travis and Dury. Who's Dury? Hey, Terry, Shiloh did play well tonight. I was proud of Shiloh. Shiloh played tough. He played hard to the end. Yeah, Kim Merritt, but he got to be 6'2", 200. He can't be 6'2", a buck 80. You know what I'm saying? He got to be 6'2", 200. Give me a Devin Neal. Let us get us a Devin Neal and we'll be all right. shoot the shit. You know, if they come over here, they just get banned and blocked or made fun of. So I know they ain't gonna be on my channel. I ain't got time for them. Unless they keep it a buck. If they keep it a buck and they keep it football based and not personality based and not person based, I'll let that stuff. You can say whatever you want about Coach Prime's coaching decisions, about the way Shedeur played, but you start talking about their personal lives and who they are as people, not on my channel. We ride or die Buffs fans. We hold our head high. Proud of the Buffs, proud of Coach Prime, proud of Mr. Heisman. A lot of learning experiences this season. It's a new team, y'all. It's a new team. It's been a new team. They, as Miss Shirley said, you know Miss Shirley's always right. I gotta show y'all this. This is cool. Miss Shirley is always right. Mr. Randolph says good season, Buffs. Yeah, it was a good season. You hate to win it. You hate to go out that way. You hate to go out that way, but in the history of Colorado football, it was a successful season. And our guys are going to go on and have a successful career. And we're going to follow them in the NFL, and we got season tickets to the Buffs next year, so you already know. You're going to follow Juju's whole career at CU. All the new guys coming in. Alexander McPherson. Carday Smith. Goldberg got in for like the first time, I think, in his freshman year. This game, I think his first play ever, he had a face mask. So, hey. But Tajay played good. Jalen Wester got in a good bit. I think they're both going to be big contributors next season. M Favors, you had to bring up the refs, man. You had to bring up the refs. Because y'all know I'm always focused on the refs when it comes to Coach Prime, because it just always seems like shenanigans to me. Every game. Somebody said before the game that the refs were going to be fair in this one because it's a bowl game. Maybe they were. I know I'm biased. I don't really know till I go back and watch the game. But, I mean, I still have Jimmy throwing the peace signs, touchdown getting called back in my head. I still have that helmet that Shedeur took to his knees that flipped him on his head. I got that in my head. There's so many other calls. Preston Hodge had an interception called back earlier in the year over some crazy... Anyway, I could make a whole video about the refs, but I'll just leave that alone for right now because that wasn't the difference tonight, obviously. Anytime we had some momentum, there always was an offsides or a holding. But, I mean, we didn't even try to run the ball. What was the running stats?
Like 2.
We had like 2 rushing yards, and they had like a $125 or something. I mean, come on. Coach Prime knows you can't win like that. You can't have 4, 5, 6, 9 rushing yards while the other team's rushing for a $125, a $150. You just can't do that, man. He knows that. Shedeur should know that. John, elaborate on the Alamo Dome being cursed for Buffs fans. When was the last time the Buffs played in the Alamo Dome? Because I came to the Buffs as... I'm a Clemson alumni. I've lived in Boulder for about 15 years. And I come to the Buffs as a coach, as a lifelong Coach Prime fan who lives in Boulder. So I followed the Buffs when I was young, and Rashawn Salam, Michael Westbrook, Cordell Stewart were playing, and I was in elementary school, middle school. And I liked the Buffs. I've always liked black and gold. I grew up in Tennessee. I liked Vandy over UT because I liked the black and gold. But I don't know about the Buffs' history at the Alamo Dome. Okay. So talking about this putting a shadow over Travis. Travis had a couple of the biggest plays of the game. They didn't try to throw at him. I'm not worried about Travis so much as Shedeur. There was a guy sitting next to us who's a Shedeur fan, older gentleman, Navy vet that I was mentioning, and his lovely wife. It was Lionel and Miss Deborah and Mr. Lionel. And Mr. Lionel said that he thought this game was going to hurt Shedeur's draft stock. What do you guys think? He said that he felt like this game was so bad that Shedeur's going to slide out of maybe even the top 10, y'all. What do you think about that? I'm with you, shoot the shit. I'm with you, but we still talk about it, you know? We'll still talk about it, break it down. Be critical with the understanding that we're only being critical as fans, you know, who want the team to succeed, who want Coach Prime to succeed, who want Travis, Shedeur, Shiloh, all the guys, Cam, Levante, even Nakai, man, even the ones who left. Like, Buffs fans ride or die. Buffs fans will follow Cormani to Florida, follow Nakai to Alabama, keep up with them forever because they were Buffs. I like that. I like the fan base is good people. John says next season, no rappers in the locker room. No theme music. Go play and coach football. The past 2 seasons have been overdone. See, that's the kind of criticism that I'm down with. Like, I don't necessarily agree that that's the issue, but I mean, I'll hear it. I don't think you're wrong. I mean, I don't know what it is, but that's a fair critique in my opinion. You just gotta wonder, you know, what happened in the Kansas game, what happened in this game. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna mute real quick for music. I'll be right back. Mr. Randolph, oh, you're speaking my mind. As soon as we lose a yard, we just abandon the run game. Like, it doesn't matter that Micah ran it twice in a row and got one of our first downs in the second half. Like, we don't run it twice in a row to the second half. Micah gets a first down. I don't know what happened right after that, but, you know, we run the next run play, lose a yard, they don't run it again for the rest of the game. What is that, man? What is that? I don't get that. I don't understand. I kind of want to hear Coach Prime's press conference, and I'm kind of afraid to because I don't like seeing Coach Prime hurt. And he's going to be hurt tonight. Maybe he'll prove me wrong. Maybe he'll be in good spirits. But this one had to sting, man. It stung me. Can't imagine it didn't sting them worse. John, maybe Coach Prime needs to get on the phone with Coach Saban and have a heart-to-heart. I'm at a loss right now. I mean, I have my thoughts. They're not coherent. They're like scrambled chaos because I told y'all I did not want to have to drive home from Texas like after the Kansas game, and here it is, the exact same thing except for worse. This game was so much worse than the Kansas game. There were a few times in the Kansas game where the Kansas fans were a little bit worried when we cut it to 2, 3, 5, 6 points, something like that, somewhere in the middle of the game. Kansas fans all around me started to get a little nervous. Travis was making plays, Shedeur was making plays. BYU fans never felt nervous tonight. They never had a second of sweat. From the beginning of the game to the end of the game, they had themselves a little blue and white party. D says I would have thrown every ball to Travis. Me too, man. At a certain point, I would have just said, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? We're going to ride. We're going to dance. I don't know what the saying is. We're going to dance with the person that we brought. And that's Travis. I would have thrown it to him every time too. Oh, y'all that watched it on TV, what happened to Will Shepherd? Because I watched that whole play, and it looked like a normal tackle from where I was sitting, and they didn't show any replays in the stadium. But I mean, it looked like he was knocked out. So if somebody could tell me what happened on that hit with Will Shepherd, I'm curious. I don't know if I ever seen him go down definitely not like that. So that was scary, but I'm glad he got up. I hope he's okay. Yeah, calling them a frauds is ridiculous. I don't even respond to it, but if you guys are going to chop it up in the chat, I'll just say that I think that's ridiculous too. Like, so ridiculous I saw that go by, and I'm not even going to address it, but I'll address it to say that's crazy. Dude won the Heisman. Legitimately. Back at the Sprinter van, y'all. She getting in because Pork Chop's in there, so. But we wore the doggy out all day today, and we have video cameras in there, so we checking on him on video the whole game. It's temperature controlled, of course. So yeah, doggy's good. Oh, T-Car Texas wants some attention. I see you. You need some attention. This ain't the stream for you, bro. Mr. Randolph says you can see the decline in linebacker play tonight. I agree, but I mean, if I would have told y'all that the defense, now take the punt return away from the defense, because that's on special teams. But if I would have told y'all that our defense held BYU to 29 points before the game, would you have thought that we won or lost? I bet you all would thought we would have won, because you'd be like, oh, we held them to 29. We were going to score 35 or 42. So I don't really put it on the defense, although I agree with you. I mean, missing Nakai, it hurt. But I mean, ultimately it was our offense. Ultimately it's on the O-line and Shador and the coaches for not calling running plays, in my opinion. John says TV announcers hated on us all game. Oh boy. I'll definitely be listening to that on the replay. I'm not surprised. Ken Merritt, yeah, I saw him get laid out. I saw the whole play, but I didn't see, was it? Well, you said it was legal, so it wasn't helmet to helmet. Did he land weird on his face? It just looked like a totally normal tackle, but then I was like, yo, he's not moving. That man is just laying there, not moving. And then LeJohntay flipped him over. I was like, no, don't flip over somebody who's got a head injury. And then he comes off the field, and coach is slapping him in the helmet after he just hurt his head. I'm like, what are you, guys, come on. What are we doing? John, yeah, I want to know if you guys think Shador hurt his draft position tonight. I've never seen him have a game like that. Mr. Lionel sitting beside us was like, man, he's going to fall out of the top 10 after today. That was too bad. And I hadn't even thought about that. I can't imagine Shador going out of the top 5, but watching that game back in my head, in my imagination, what I just witnessed, that was gross, man. We had another one of those 30-yard sacks for nothing, to put us out of field goal range, and then Mata missed. Not like it ended up mattering, but dude, those 30-yard sacks. I've never seen another quarterback do that. I've seen Shador do magical things, amazing things that I've never seen other quarterbacks do. So I'm going to say that too. I've seen Shador make passes and plays that blew my mind. But those 30-yard sacks, bro. Oh. Touched me in my soul. Shoot the shit, you right. Preach, my brother. Jackie says he's got to get the ball out of his hand. Exactly. You got to know those little spin moves, man. They worked last year and the beginning of this year, and then everybody saw tapes and they started playing those spin moves. You can see guys going to put their hands on Shedeur and they wait for him to do the spin move because they know what he's going to do. And then he spins 5 times, goes back 30 yards. Bro, throw the ball away. Throw it away. If we're going to not get first downs anyway, don't take a 30-yard sack, bro. Oh, man. Christina, not sure what happened to Will. Stopped watching at a certain point. I get it. It was hard to watch. And we were on the Colorado side, but we just had a whole row of BYU people sitting in front of us. And again, they were nice. They were nice as could be. I can't say anything but how nice they were. But you know those BYU cheers get so annoying. Like in Kansas, I came home, I told Mrs. L&L, if I ever hear Rock Chalk Jayhawk one more time, my brain's going to explode. And that was all the little BYU cheers tonight. They got all their little cheers. They were so happy the whole game, and just smiling and high-fiving and singing songs and dancing and laughing at us, you know, not in a mean way, but just like, oh, that's cute. You guys like Colorado. We're beating your ass. Hey, Peter Tebow, exactly. Yeah, it ain't no problem if Matthew McConaughey is out there in that same jacket he wears every game. But old 2 Chainz shows up. I don't know what it is, y'all. I don't know how games like tonight and Kansas happen to a team that's this stacked with talent and NFL coaches. Christina, the hit on Will was one of the last series of the game, maybe Colorado's last possession. Shedeur was scrambling. It looked like Shedeur was going to run. He hit Will over the middle. And from where I was sitting, it looked like a normal tackle, but Will just laid face down, not moving. It was scary for a second because he was just laying on his face with his legs still and his arms straight out beside him. It looked bad for a second. I appreciate all you guys. It was a fun day, despite getting our asses beat. But it happens, you know, it happens. All right, David says, LOL, Shedeur did not hurt his stock. All right, David, I hope you're right. When you watch an ass beating like this in person and you, I've seen every game that Shedeur has played with CU. I've never seen a game like this. So I thought it was an interesting point that Mr. Lionel made. Shout out Mr. Lionel if they're watching this stream. David says, that's ridiculous. I don't know, man. He made some bad decisions, but okay, you could persuade me. I'm still riding with Grown. I'm still riding with Legendary. I might have to fly out to Vegas and follow his live events around Vegas the way we do in Boulder. I'm a fan for life, but asking if he hurt his draft stock with a performance that bad, I think is fair. Jackie thinks he did. Jeremy's head hurts. My vocal cords hurt. I was still yelling my ass off. Y'all could hear the change in my voice in this stream compared to previous streams because I'm lucky my voice isn't gone. I was yelling my ass off. Probably until the fourth quarter. I kind of chilled out because the BYU fans are like, yo, you cheering real loud for getting your ass kicked. They didn't say that, but those were the vibes. Ken says, good year, double last year's wins. Yes, we lost a few key games. Could easily be 11-2, 10-3. The talent is there for next year. but so did everyone else stock up. Teams need to buy into everything next year. I like it. Jackie, my feelings are hurt too. Right in my soul, I got 15 hours of driving back to Colorado, thinking about how I made a 12-hour drive to Kansas, 15-hour drive to San Antonio, just to see the two worst games of the season. I think that's fair to say. Easily the two worst games of the season. But I had fun at both of them. I'm not going to lie. I had a good time. I love watching Travis do what he does, even if it's one play. Even if it's just one. Well, he had two big plays tonight. The one in the first half that was almost a touchdown, and the one in the second half where you weren't keeping him out of the end zone. I didn't think he was going to get in. He made everybody miss. I love seeing that in person, man. I'm going to have to follow him wherever he goes in the NFL because I never seen football like he plays. It's a pity that he didn't really get to show off tonight. But he showed off this year. He got the Heisman in the crib. He's going to have a good life, good career from here on. Jackie, it is a long ride back with a big L, the biggest L. It couldn't really be a bigger L. It is the mother of all L's of this season for sure. Christina says, but think about all the things you got to experience on those road trips. I bet it's an incredible thing. Honestly, a lot of the best things that I got to experience on that road trip and this one is you guys. Hanging out with you guys, the anticipation we all felt before the game, the happiness that we all felt when we knew, just like the Kansas game, we all knew that the Buffs were going to beat that ass and it went the other way. But I love those feelings. I love the moments, all the events that we've had this year. Travis's pop-ups, Shador's Nike interview, the basketball game, running into Cam on the hill on Halloween. That was awesome. Shout out Corleone. Wherever you are, Corleone. Corleone kind of made that happen. John says, at least no teams will hire. I gotta pre-read some of these, y'all. I gotta pre-read some. I'm gonna go ahead and read it. He ain't wrong. John says, at least no teams will hire away our coaches now. Continuity. Hey, I'm excited to have Livingston for another year, for sure. It looks like T.O. might come on the coaching staff next year. Looks like 2 Chainz might be on the coaching staff. No, I'm kidding. M Favors, let's give some love to Shiloh because he was wrapping up, making picks. The refs had to call him back. You already know. Robin Shiloh, man. Shiloh played a great game. He was hitting tonight. Jackie's wondering who's going to hit the portal now. Me too. I wonder if this game is going to make anybody who was not planning on hitting the portal. Will this game make some players who were planning to stay at Colorado? Will this game make any of those players hit the portal? I know there had to be some players who were like, I'm going to play in this bowl game, and then I'm going to hit the portal. Just by the numbers. There's got to be a couple of guys. But were there any guys who were like, nah, I'm definitely staying for next year, and after this game, they're going to hit the portal? I think that's another fair question to ask. I'm reading the comments, so if y'all see me just staring off into the distance, some of these comments are long and the text is small, so let me see. It's A. Glenn Liu. Don't complain about how they played the pass first game instead of more running plays. This is their identity. If they had won, we would have given praise. Enjoy the season. Be happy. 1-11. Nah, you're right. You're totally right. But I think you just missed the part of the stream where we already said that. We already established that. But we're still going to critique. We're still going to have our opinions as fans. But what you're never going to see on this channel is dehumanizing anybody from any team. especially not the Buffs. You ain't gonna hear on this channel talking about people's personal lives. Fuck that. Fuck anybody who does that grimy, basement-dwelling, bottom-feeding gossip about players' personal lives. You can say they put themselves out on social media, whatever. I'll just end it with saying we ain't talking about that here. But we will talk about football. And if you want to critique the Buffs from a football point of view, that's welcome here and encouraged. And I think even Coach Prime knows they got to run the ball more. So, like you said, if they would have won doing that, no, we wouldn't have nothing to say. Actually, I still would. I just don't think you can win consistently with zero running game. I just don't believe you can. I mean, I'm trying to think of a team where that's ever happened. Y'all help me out. How do you win with 9 rushing yards? But it's all love. I just want to see us get a thumper. I want to see us get a 200-pound back that people are scared of, because then Juju's going to light it up. And as soon as, they feel like Juju's addicted to throwing bombs, you start running it with your Devin Neal, and you're unstoppable. But hey, I will always acknowledge the players putting their bodies, their lives on the line to entertain us. Yes, they're having a career. Yes, they're making money. But they're doing it to entertain people. Nobody shows more love to their fans in Colorado that I know of. So it's all love. And it's just wanting them to succeed. And as a football fan, you're going to have opinions. Shiloh hasn't been the same since his 2 injuries. He's not Headache Gang CEO. He will go to the NFL, but as a 2nd or 3rd round. If that doesn't work, he got a degree acting in music. Yeah, Shiloh going to be fine. I do think he's going to go in the NFL. I don't know where he would be drafted. I'm not even going to comment on that. I just think that he's going to play in the NFL. He's going to work hard. He's going to have a career. But I think that dude is a gifted actor. I mean, Shiloh is an entertaining dude. If Shiloh had his own YouTube channel, you guys already know. If Shiloh had a YouTube channel where he dropped videos every day, it would be huge. I mean, that dude's got a bright future. I've always loved watching Shiloh, man. I think Shiloh goes really hard. I think the injuries did set him back. And that's just, I mean, if y'all saw the x-ray of his arm, he broke that bone in half. I mean, he posted the x-ray. It was in 2 pieces. So, it's hard to come back from something like that, especially in the year that it happened. M. Favors talking about Nakai. Oh, 41. Are you talking about Nakai? Nakai is 41, right? Nakai gone to Alabama. He gone. And I want to know if Nakai is going to start at Alabama, or is he just going to be in the rotation? Did he get a big old bag? I just couldn't. I'm still shocked that he left, but hey, if you're doing it for your family, you got to do what you got to do. I heard somebody say that he asked CU for a huge bag and they said no, and Alabama cut the check. So I ain't mad at anybody. I ain't mad at anybody for getting paid. I'm with Matt McChesney on that, man. Go be a mercenary. Get your bag, get paid. It's all love. We loved Nakai while he was here. He was a hitter. He was an enforcer. And we missed him in this game, although I don't think it was the difference. Terrell T.O. Oh, I missed part of that. Ken says, it's been said both Terrell T.O. Owens and Chad Ochocinco are coming on staff as interns like Sap did. Ooh. I hope you're right. I hope you're right. We need an even offense skill team, air raid, run gang, tight ends who can catch, block, RPOs, so much more you can do with a 3-phase attack. Thank you. That's all I'm saying, man. And I know Coach Prime knows that too. I know Coach Prime, I know Coach Shermer knows that. For whatever reason, we just could not get that executed consistently this year. I still want to see. The last time I looked at Isaiah Augustave, he was averaging 4.5 yards a carry. Somebody look up what Isaiah Augustave's yards per carry are right now. I need to see. Hey, John, who are you talking about? You talking about Shiloh? Are you talking about Shador? Man. All right, y'all. Well, probably gonna wrap this live stream up. I said I was gonna come on for post-game reactions. I always will. I didn't feel like it walking out of the stadium. I was like, man, I do not want to go live right now. But something about you guys always picks me up, man. I appreciate that. And I'm gonna have a better night because I did get to chop it up with you and vent, get some of these thoughts out of my head, hear some new perspectives from you guys, and I think I'll sleep a little bit better tonight because we did this live stream and I got to chat with y'all. We got a few more chats coming in. Shaquilla Williams, are you going to go to the East-West Shrine Bowl? I was feeling way more like the answer was yes before tonight, and it might still be, but now I feel more. A drive to Texas is brutal, I'm not going to lie. The drive to Texas is brutal, and you know, me and Mrs. L&L, if I was going by myself, I could fly. If she was going by herself, she could fly. But if we're both going together, we got to take our little dog with us. We don't really trust anybody else to watch him, so we got to... That's our Sprinter van right there. So, yeah, you see Mrs. L&L, she waving in the van. And so the Sprinter van's all climate controlled, and we get the doggy worn out. Like, we've worn him out this whole trip so that he would just, and we have cameras in there, so we were watching him. He slept the whole game, just sound asleep, snoring. It was beautiful. But driving to Texas again, I don't know. I'm going to think about it. Chrissy M, gonna miss this 2024 group. Still riding with the Buffs. Sco Buffs from Georgia. Salute to you, love and liberty, safe travels. Thank you, Chrissy. I'm gonna miss this 2024 group too. But like I told y'all, we got season tickets next year already. We've been on the season ticket waiting list for 2 years. That waiting list took 2 years, but we got it, and we got our season tickets for next year. So we're gonna get to see all the games. We're gonna go to as many of the away games next year as we can, and you know we ain't going nowhere. Oh, Shaquilla, you gonna be there? I don't know, man. You guys might talk me into it. You guys just let me know, you know, over the course. When is the game? I haven't even looked at the calendar to see when it is, but we are seriously considering it, and you guys make me more inclined to do it. M. Favor says most players that's leaving getting a bag, but having to pay these loan shark agents 20% of the bag. Ooh. I guess that's a little bittersweet, because if you have the right agent who knows somebody who's got a 7-figure bag for you because they're tapped in like that, and nobody else knows them, you know, then they're worth their 20%. But if you could have just had your mom or pops put feelers out there, get you that same bag for 5, 6, or free %, you know, that would definitely be preferable. 20%, man. But you know it's happening. You know there's a whole industry. Exactly what M. Favors just said. There's a whole industry popping up to grift and exploit these players. And if we ever see that, we got to call it out. We got to hope coaches like Coach Prime educate their players well enough to avoid situations like that. Christina says, have a safe drive back to Colorado. I'm sad the season is over. Excited for next year's season, though. Thank you, Christina. Me too. Me too. Jeremy Lewis says, thank you, bruh. If you're talking to me, I just say thank you right back at you. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for being part of this community. M. Favor says, stay safe. Christina said, yeah, season tickets are hard to get. I know. I'm so happy. And now we're locked in. Hey, Ken, thank you. Look, Isaiah's still averaging 4.5 a carry, man, and we didn't feed that young man. He got injured in the Kansas game, and we had started feeding him just a little bit. And even in the beginning of the Kansas game, we're feeding him. He was doing a good job. He had like a 5 or 6 yard run up the middle, and that's when he got his little injury in the Kansas game. And ever since then, we just abandoned the run game. We were like, nope, we ain't running it. Isaiah got a little injury. Micah still had a little tweaked hamstring. We just ain't running the ball. But 4.5 yards a carry, I know that ain't leading the Big 12. I know it's not leading the NCAA, but that's, man, you just feed him consistently. It opens up the whole passing game. So I'm at a loss. I think Coach Prime and Pat Shermer know that. And again, I love Shedeur. I got all the faith in the world in Shedeur. If I had to draft a quarterback, it would be Shedeur. That being said, I think every time Shermer or Coach Prime called a run play, he'd check it down to a pass play. I would say that to his face, though, and ask him, like, yo, did you? And I wonder what he would say. Like, see, if I was a reporter, if I had press credentials, I'd ask him stuff like that, because he would know that it's all love. Because if you look at my channel, you know I ride or die with the Sanders family almost above anything in sports. But I think that's a fair question. Like, yo, Shedeur, were you checking the pass every time Coach Shermer called a run play? Or was Coach Shermer calling all the pass plays? I want to know. The fans want to know. And we want to know if we're wrong. If you see something different than us, tell us, educate us, help us understand. Ah, man. Ken Merritt says, congrats on the season tickets and seeing Miss Peggy too. God bless you all. Everyone be safe and happy 2025. Go Buffs. Now if my Louisville Cardinals can win New Year's Eve, go Cards. Hey, you been such a cool dude, Ken Merritt. I'm going to say go Cards too for you. Let's go Cards. Win it for Ken, baby. David Meyer says, I follow CU. I'm not a huge diehard fan, but here's the thing. It's 2 years into the rebuild. Still work to do. Also, we don't have a 100K stadium. I think you mean like a 100K capacity stadium. So some of the talent is beyond CU. Overall, I agree with you. It's 2 years into the rebuild. It's on schedule for sure. I mean, it's way ahead of schedule. What am I talking about? We ahead of schedule. It's just never going to be easy to take an ass kicking like that. It's never going to feel good. It ain't never going to feel good to watch dudes you know are ultimately talented get their asses beat. I'm sorry, I wasn't filming y'all. I'm filming myself.
Oh.
I know, it looks like I was pointed at y'all.
Are you live?
Yeah, we live.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, you got on Buff stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sko Buffs. It was a hard night, but Sko Buffs. We ride or die, right? We ride or die. Yeah. All right. I agree with you, David, and I hear you. We ahead of schedule, but we're still sad. It still hurts. It don't feel good. We're gonna question some strategy, but not our personnel, not who we got. There's no coach on earth. I mean, again, I come to the Buffs via Coach Prime. So you already know there ain't no coach that I'd rather see. But I think anybody would be crazy. Even lifelong Buffs fans like Matt McChesney, who played for the Buffs, there's no coach he would rather have than Coach Prime. And I think that's a beautiful thing, and it's going to be a beautiful career for him as long as he wants to have it. All right, y'all, with that, we're going to call it a night. It's your boy L and L. Miss L and L back there in the Sprinter van with Pork Chop holding it down. Can you wave? Can you hear me? Can you wave? Is she waving? I think she was waving. D. Bernard, I would have to go back and look up what section we got, but we're like on the 40-yard line, so it ain't on the field. All the season tickets that were open to new people were like that second section up. So we got like second section up from the field section, but it's like 45-yard line. So there's not a bad seat in Folsom Field. If you've been to Folsom Field, you already know every seat in that place is good. So, you know, to be on the 45-yard line, we're stoked, and you guys will get to see the exact perspective that we have next year. And if you email me, my email is in the description of, if not this video, definitely the other ones I did today. And if you email me, I'll tell you what section we're in, what sections were available. But we were on the waiting list for 2 years. On the waiting list for 2 years, some dude called me out of the blue and was like, hey, would you buy season tickets today if we offer them to you? And I was like, yeah, let's go. So it took 2 years, but next year we in. All right, thank you guys. I appreciate y'all hanging out, making me feel better after that L. Ugh. Now everything's gonna get real, because it's kind of like talking to you guys. It's all happy, like I'm glad to see you. Y'all make me feel better. But you know, now me and Miss L and Pork Chop, if I can get in here. Oh, she in my seat. Now we gotta go and have our little family night.
Go Buffs.
Sco Buffs. We gonna be a little sad. We gonna miss y'all. I don't know when the next time that I will see you guys, but it won't be too long. I'll see you soon. And yeah, we love you guys. It's always a great time hanging out. Much love. Still Sco Buffs, baby.
Sco
Sco Buffs for life.
Porky's Go Buffs.
All right, peace, y'all. L and L out.